Today we'll be making a lemon rosemary shortbread cookie. So, first we take a medium bowl and we take 1 3/4 cup all-purpose flour and we insert that into the bowl. And then we pour 1/2 cup powdered sugar. A little bit more. That looks about right. I'm not sure. Let's see. Okay, needs a bit more. Okay, that looks just about good. Okay, so now we have our 1/2 cup of powdered sugar inside the bowl. And then we take the zest of 4 lemons. This is the 1 lemon, but get the zest of 4 lemons. Oops. And here's the zest of the other 3 lemons, which I already zested. Okay, so we have all of the zest. And now, we add 1/4 teaspoon salt. We take a 1/4 teaspoon of salt and put it in. And then we take a good amount, as you can see here, just a little bundle of rosemary, fresh rosemary. Well, I don't know how much I'd say this is, and then just chop it up. Okay. And make sure to chop it up. It doesn't have to be perfect, but it should be chopped up pretty well. Okay, I think we're almost done. Because you don't really want any big pieces of rosemary when you bite into the cookie. You want it to be evenly dispersed with the rosemary flavor. Okay, and now that we've chopped it, it looks like we have maybe 1.5 tablespoons or so of the rosemary. Actually, maybe I'll chop it a bit more. There's still a couple lumps. Okay, that looks pretty good. And now we take our rosemary and dump it in. And the final ingredient is 3/4 cup vegan butter or vegan margarine, whatever. Well, I guess this is kind of margarine. Anyway, so this is it's 15 ounces or 425 grams, which is almost 2 cups. So I'll take a little less than half. So I don't know if you, let's see, is that good? Perhaps this is better. Yeah. So I'm just taking my cut and then just add this big wad of vegan butter / margarine. Now we've added all the ingredients, the butter, the flour, the powdered sugar, the rosemary, and the lemon. And now we want to mix this all together. And I'm using a silicone spatula at the moment, but you don't need this. It's just possibly easier. You could do all of this and it would definitely be considerably easier in a food processor. So if you have one, it is worth bringing it out. But I do not have one. So that is why I'm doing it by hand. Okay, well, if you're doing it by hand, there will be some point where you probably will want to start using your hands. Well, I guess you don't have to, but I think it's easier. And you just want to squeeze it all together. Okay. So it's almost combined. And you'll see that a dough is beginning to form. And you can see it's still quite crumbly, but it's almost done. I just have to combine this last bit of flour, and then it'll be done. And this is a very kind of, well, it's a crumbly, soft dough. And these cookies are quite tasty, I must remark. Okay. Almost done. I'll start combining the dough. Okay, so now we have this nice dough. Okay, and now, probably should have done this earlier, but you preheat the oven to 350 Fahrenheit. And then get an 8-inch by 8-inch, or a, I think, 20 centimeter by 20 centimeter, like, baking dish. You don't have to use it. You could use a bigger one, which I've done, but you don't want to use the whole pan. Then you would just use the middle portion of the pan. Anyway, and then we get some parchment paper, as seen, and just grab, let's see, and it's big enough to cover the pan. Okay. This is actually a bit too big, so I'll cut it. And this looks a bit better. Even this was a bit too big. Okay. But now we have our parchment paper. And actually, you should take some more margarine, or you can probably use olive oil or some oil. And what I like to do, anyway, is put some on the bottom, even if I'm using parchment paper, put some on the bottom of the pan. And the reason to put it on the bottom of the pan when using parchment paper is so the parchment paper sticks and is not like flying out. And then I also take a bit of margarine or butter and this is a bit too much actually, and lightly butter or like grease the pan. Okay, so we have greased our pan, and now we have our cookie dough, or shortbread dough, I should say. So now we take this bowl of dough, and we just take this big ball of dough, and then just punch it down so it fits into this square pan. Okay. So it looks like this one is almost good. And because this is a shortbread dough, it doesn't have any leavening agent like baking soda or cream of tartar or baking powder, so it won't rise much. Okay. And I can probably, I'll use some kind of knife to flatten it. Maybe this is not a good idea, but I can use this bowl. Maybe this. Okay. This is working decently, this margarine butter container. Okay. So it looks about good now. It should get a bit flatter when baking. Anyway, but we have our dough, and now just put it, once your oven is preheated, which mine is not currently, then just put it at 350 degrees Fahrenheit for 20 to 22 minutes. Okay, well, and it should be lightly browned, but it should still be yellowish in color. Okay, well, I'll see you when it is done baking. The 1 hour has passed. I mean, not the 1 hour, the 22 minutes. And also, I've made sure to let it cool down completely. It's a little bit lukewarm, but you don't want it to be still hot because then when you try to turn it out, then it'll break into pieces. And believe me, I've had that experience. So then, actually, you just take your parchment paper and you carefully pull it out. And then we unwrap it. Be very careful. And then, let's see. And then I take a sharp. Where's my knife? My knife. You want to get a sharp knife, preferably. And then I'll take my shortbread and I'll cut it. I'll make 3 cuts. So first I'll cut it into like 4 sections. So first I'll cut this middle section in half, as you can see, and then cut each one of these sections in half. Okay. And depending on how small you want yours, I think I'll cut mine, let's see, twice. I'm going to cut mine, yeah, I'm going to cut mine twice, I think. Yeah. Okay. And then once more. It doesn't have to be perfect, but mine is not very perfect. And now we have 12 pieces of shortbread. So now I will arrange them. Let's seal. Okay. Okay, and then I'll put some more on top. Okay. This looks fine. Okay, well, it doesn't really matter. This is not the ideal presentation. Or perhaps I'll put them like this, and then have these extras. Anyway, and if you want to put anything on them, it is your preference. There's nothing necessary, but let's see. You could dust it with powdered sugar. Okay. So I could, yeah, let's see, I could get a strainer and dust them with powdered sugar. You could put some whipped cream on them if you would like, but I'll just dust them with powdered sugar. Okay, and then for the taste test, well, I can, so they're quite moist inside, or not moist, well, anyway, but I'll just go on to try. They're quite scrumptious. You can taste a hint of lemon and a hint of rosemary. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video on rosemary lemon shortbread cookies. And if you did enjoy, like the video, comment below with any suggestions, and subscribe to this channel for more videos. Goodbye.